every successful journey in life has begun with a choice. So there's a young man named Naj. He was born and raised in the Middle East. You see, Naj had really big dreams for his life. So at 17 years old, he decided to make a choice to move to the United States in pursuit of accomplishing his dream. So at his first year in his university, Naj spent the whole year just learning the English language. It was rough for him. He also didn't have any family around him, so he had to support himself working blue-collar jobs and gas stations and restaurants, whatever it took, just so he could get by. So after 4 years of struggle, Naj was able to earn his bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. This didn't make things easier for him though. You see, Naj still had to try and find a job, which was kind of tough at the time. So he had to search through newspaper articles and walk door to door at businesses to just try and get an opportunity. Eventually, Naj got his first opportunity at an electronics company. Now, the funny thing is, Naj didn't even tell his employers that he had a degree because he knew he would be too overqualified, and he just wanted a way to get hired. So after a few years working at this company, Naj gained some experience to build his resume and move up to a new company as a real electrical engineer in the seasonal lighting industry. So this is making Christmas lights, Halloween lights, that sort of thing. But he knew once again he had to prove himself, coming up with new concepts and ideas that would help elevate the company. So after many years of working, Naj was actually able to create new technologies that earned him patents from the United States Patent Office. In fact, he amassed over 20 different patents throughout his career. Now, he became very successful and he decided to make a choice to branch out and start his own company with a few of his partners. So that one big choice he made to leave his home and chase his dreams is what led him to getting to the top of his field. All while pursuing his dreams, Naj made a choice to get married to a woman named Claudia, who was also a foreigner from Colombia. And that choice led to me giving you all this speech right now, because Naj is my dad. So from a young age, my father always instilled in me that if you have goals and dreams and you set your priorities straight, there's nothing in this world that you cannot do. He never let the obstacles he faced or where he came from hold him back from what he set his mind on. See, for him, success was a choice. So I've taken this mindset with me through every aspect of my life so far. See, as a kid, I was always fascinated in things like space and science. I mean, we all wanted to be an astronaut, right? So the first thing I thought of was trying to work for NASA. But tell me, does anybody really know somebody who's worked for NASA? I mean, it seems like such a reach. So I kind of put that dream to the back of my mind. So going forward, for the rest of my childhood, I focused on something I was good on, which was sports, playing basketball. Now you might think I kind of ran away from my dream of working at NASA, but you'll see how things tie back together. So I worked my hardest in basketball, and by the time of my senior year in high school, I had multiple scholarship opportunities to play college basketball. Ultimately, I chose to come to St. Thomas University and continue my academic and athletic career. But little did I know that this one choice would open up the opportunities of a lifetime for me. So I get to STU and I start playing basketball, and I spent my first year on the developmental team. And after that season was over, I was the first person to ever get moved up to the main roster under the new coaching staff. All the while, I was getting my bachelor's degree in computer science and building a reputation with my classmates, professors, and dean. But once again, I was faced with another choice. So to my surprise, I learned about a program at STU with the Department of Education called the Minority Science and Engineering Improvement Program, or as they call it, MISIP. So MISIP gives grants to students at HBCUs and minority-serving institutions so they could work in an agency such as NASA. Now, I was given the opportunity to work an internship with NASA through this grant. Now, you might think, oh, that's such an easy choice. Was it? I mean, I've spent years and years of my life working on basketball, dedicating every day to it. And now I knew that if I took this internship, I'd have to put that in the past because I wouldn't have the time anymore to give the game my all. But ultimately, I decided to take a chance and I chose NASA so I could accomplish that first dream of mine that I set when I was a kid. So I spent a summer in Alabama at NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center, working on projects and ideas I never even knew existed. They had me work on the development and analysis of a quadcopter control system and dual quaternion modeling and guidance development. A whole lot of words that probably mean nothing, I know. So basically, I got to study new concepts of physics and math and put it into a code that could be used for something like a drone. And this project will continue to be worked on by my successors, but it's really cool to say that I actually got to contribute something to NASA. So now all these great things have happened, and it all began with a choice. I mean, obviously it began with a choice. You're probably looking at me like, yeah, we know that. But I think sometimes we really fail to see how important every choice we make in our lives really are. So let's take a step back and kind of look to how we got at this point. So if my dad never leaves the Middle East, maybe he never accomplishes his dreams of becoming an electrical engineer. If my mom moves to any state except for New York, I might not even exist. The speech doesn't exist. If I choose a different sport when I was a kid, maybe I never end up at STU with the opportunity to work for NASA. There's a million different choices that any of us could have made that would have led to completely different outcomes. Even today, I chose to come here and give this talk, and you all chose to come and listen to me talk. Everything we have ever done has led us to this exact moment in this room. And of course, with these choices, emotions and feelings are attached as well. I can't begin to tell you guys the amount of times I question, am I making the right choice? I mean, is putting a ball in a hoop really gonna lead me somewhere in life? Is this the right university for me? It's little things like that that I always question. Did I wanna spend my last summer before graduating in another state doing an internship? But there's also, on the flip side, there's excitement too. I couldn't wait to get to college and play basketball. I mean, working for NASA, like, am I dreaming? Are we serious? I got to do that? So after all these emotions kind of settled down, I took a look back and I came to the realization that nothing will come to me if I just sit back and do nothing and watch. I have to make a choice because only I can make the decisions that would dictate my future. So now I want all of you to take a look back at your life and the choices that you've made. What choice got you where you are today? What was the defining moment? What choice are you gonna make today? What choice have you made tonight? And most importantly, what choices are you afraid of and why? Are you afraid to go and chase that dream job of yours? Are you afraid to go and move to that new city you always dreamed of? I mean, are you afraid to go and talk to the person at the bar you think is cute? It could be little things, but don't let these choices intimidate you, no matter how small, because there's no such thing as a throwaway choice. Everything is equally as important as the next. And in the moment, you may not know where these choices are gonna lead you, but just making a choice and making a decision and taking that step forward is what you should be doing. It'll lead you somewhere. So I'll leave you with this. Make your next choice your best choice, because at the end of the day, life's successful journeys all begin with a choice. Thank you.